Well, here's the thing. With old cars you never know what you can expect, especially when it's from 2012, in my case with a Sprinter van conversion. And yeah, it's a great thought about the freedom and the happiness when you buy the car, but the reality is getting really close up to you and under your skin on the financial part. Even that you have a close look on the technical side of the cars, the budget and the costs are so overwhelming that sometimes it makes it really hard to continue, and you never know what you get. Even if you do a lot of stuff by yourself, it's still a bit struggle to complete the project. And everyone know van build is not an easy task. It has a lot of different parts which has to come into place. Learning by doing, having the skill set, or fulfilling the job. But I know I'm confident. I have a really good discipline and I'm not a quitter, as you maybe know from my videos. So even if it's really hard at you're reaching the low of a project at the bottom, it's it's not an easy task. This project has killed my budget. One thing is the solutions, the technical side, which I decided to have, as I would like to have a good comfort in the van. And well, the side which is killing my budget, it's the technical part that you have to change parts, which has to be changed. As long the engine is good and the gearbox, you're still safe. But if you get problems with this, well, what should you do? You should throw away the van, but all your work, your labor work, the working hours you have put into it will be for nothing. So at one point, if you have a van and you have come so far, like this van, the Sprinter Mercedes, there's no turning back. So you have to see through it. Even if the engine will fail at one point in the future, I think you just need to use the money and change it. In the end, it's only money, but I know it's easy said as it is. Money, it's just paper, it's a material thing. But you have to earn it somehow as well. And it's make it a bit hard and difficult. If everyone would have enough money, you can just buy things, it would make life easier, yes. But maybe you would also value the money way more less. Just take this house as example in consideration. This is also a really big build which I have seen through, and it turned out pretty good in the end. And yeah, it costs a lot of money, it does, but everyone has to pay rent, and in this case here I pay at least the rent for myself, and it also secure my pension later on if I will survive the old age, which I hope. You never know what will happen. It's a bit dark, but let's hope for the best. Well, as you see, still a lot of work left here in this car. To finish up here, have a window in the side door, finish up the corners on the ceiling, and painting everything, make it nice, more livable, with windows and the shower door. So it's still a bit left. As speaking of, you have a periodically control of the cars in whole Europe. I don't know what's called in the UK or in USA. But here they call it EU control, and you have to check the car every couple years to check the technical part. As we're speaking of, we have a paper here, so it says the car did not pass, and they mark it like if you have a number 2 on the failure, you will not pass, and you only need 1. So they were basically writing down that the papers of the car is missing, but they were in the car, it's 1. And the braking pipe is too much corrosion on it. There are some braking hoses to the caliper turned around. This is my part when I was changing the brakes. And it's too much room in the steering on the tire. The lights are wrongly adjusted, and this is only because the build. The car is way more heavier, so the car's lifting up like this, and the lights has to be adjusted accordingly. Something else, I don't know what the name is. They call it in Norwegian opphengskule, and this is also, they said, it's a second failure, number 2, which is too much room in it. So, and this, if a car service should fix all this, they take like 3,500 euros. And even then it wasn't a guarantee that it cost 3,500 euros. They said, oh, if you have to change the brake pipe, oh, it can certainly cost 1,000 euro, only this. So it would cost like 4,000 euros. And this is a financially disaster actually. So as you see, it's really cold. We have now November. Snow. I don't have a car service place. I don't have like a warm place to fix the car. So there aren't many options. I did many times in my life to fix the car outside in the rain, in the wet, in the cold, but I don't know. I have to see what I will do. Maybe work more and pay someone else to do it, or pay the car service. It's still uncertain. And this will also decide the fate of this van build. I would like to have it finished so I can go finally on a van life tour in the Arctic North, in the whole Arctic North, which is Finland, Norway and Sweden, which I would like to take you with me on my journey. So I hope this will be possible to do. And I also would like to challenge you. Comment down below in this video and write down some challenges you would like me to do in the Arctic North. It can be everything, as long as it does not endanger my life and my well-being and health. So I'm eager to hear from you. Comment down below, give me some challenges which I will do in January. But I hope the van will be approved in January and everything is fixed so I can go on this journey with you. Let's break it up into parts, and I'm completely mind blown about this offer I got. It's so crazy. It's not even an option. So it's really like ripping off the people from their wallet. So the first offer I got for the entire fix, and even in the first offer which you see here on the right side, this is not the complete job. So we started with adjusting the light, the fog light and the headlights. It's about 45 euros. When they split it up for fixing the braking hoses on the caliper. 600 euros for taking off 2 wheels. So you have like 6 bolts taking off, and you have 2 bolts on each caliper, where they say it costs 600 euros to take it off and turn them around, that it's the right way, and put everything in place again. Then we're starting from the braking pipe above the gasoline tank underneath the Mercedes Sprinter, where they say the working time is for 450 euros and doing some work and changing the liquid, so it's totally 600 euros. And even then it's not the complete job, so they say, oh, we have to see how much time we need for this, and it can be even 2,000 euros only for this. So it's going up from 600 euros to 2,000 euros. When you have a steering column, and here they charge for changing only one, 320 euros. And for the suspension ball, it's when I said, okay, change both if you need to do it. It would be more, obviously, and they take 900 euros for only the part. The working time, it's I don't know if it's 1/2 hour or 1 hour, so we charge like 80 euros for each side. And then we have to measure all the wheel and the distances like this and this, and where we charge 500 euros. This is okay, as it's probably a fixed price and with equipment and everything. So the entire job, it's about 3,400 euros, and you could easily plus 1,000 euros on top of it without they telling how much it cost. And they have everything they need to know. They need to take down the gasoline tank, which has 6 bolts. So just with a lift, put it on, put it down, unscrew the 2 connections on the caliper on the back end, on the end of the car, and the 2 connections in front of the gasoline tank, change the pipe and put it in place again. So it's not a big deal, especially if you have a garage, it's warm, you have proper tools to do the job. It shouldn't take a long time. When I tried to get a more exact price for the braking horse job, and here they came with nearly 2,000 euros, where they have working time 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like maybe half an hour for changing the liquid and replacing the pipes. They charge for it 850 euros, which could be accumulated to maybe 4 hours working time. And even then they charge like 1 or 2 hours for mounting the gasoline tank. So basically they would like to have 4 hours of labor to unscrew 4 places with a wrench. It's pretty impressive. And then it's coming on top to change the liquid. So this is not even included in taking down the pipes and change them. So for the pipes, they charge like, here you have 170 plus 130 euros. So it's just insane. Even though I get some discount like 10%. But you get the point. This is crazy. Really crazy. The positive thing about the van, especially when you are traveling in northern Scandinavia, it's the freedom what you have. It might be less in the south of Scandinavia, as there have been so many vans traveling around, so there are way more restrictions in the south. So it's still good to see that you have in the north still a lot of freedom. And which is just a really nice way to travel with a van, especially in Scandinavia. You can stop wherever you want, as long as you follow some good routes, that you will not leave garbage behind and you leave the place in good conditions. Another big aspect is the financial aspect of traveling with a van. You have everything with you, your bed, your shower. At least in my case, I have a shower in my van, where you don't need to book yourself into a hotel and pay high costs. Mostly you can calculate 150 euros or more for one night at accommodation. You can choose Airbnbs or cabins as well. They are way less, but also way less standard. But it's fine. Depends what you're looking for and what you like to have.